must hold on to hope. We must stay engaged. We must always keep the faith in the better day to come. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not kidding.
He's not kidding. Once again, that might be his last I'm not kidding as president. And once again, it was false. He said, I'm not going anywhere. You are going anywhere. You're getting out of here. You're going anywhere. That'll be good enough. Wherever anywhere is, that's where you're going. His last flight aboard Marine One, the Marine One helicopter, in all probability, certainly as president, it will be his last flight aboard Marine One. The Marine One helicopter, the VH-3, Sikorsky Sea King, the 1957 Cadillac of military helicopters. And then his last flight aboard, well, one of the blue and white airplanes from the 89th Airlift Wing at Joint Base Andrews, a.k.a. Andrews Air Force Base, to take him home. I wonder if he's going to pardon himself on the way out the door. He probably should. Pardons. Watching the arrivals at the United States Capitol this morning, and it's a lot of fun. I got to say, it's an e-ticket, as they used to say at the Disney places. You know, your fanciest ticket for the best rides, your e-tickets. This is a heck of a ticket in Washington, D.C., I've got to say. This is one I'd like to be in the room for this one. I've been in the room for a lot of things over the course of my adult lifetime, my career. This would be a really good one to be in the room for, no doubt about it. Kind of an exclusive ticket. Hundreds of thousands of people that came in from all over the country and all over the world, dare I say, for the inauguration. And again, a lot of and it's not happening outside now, a very small number of people. And it looks like the security measures today are unusually high security, very tight security everywhere you look. And it's probably not because of all the billionaires, although there are a bunch of billionaires there. And they're all former Democrats that have shown up for the Trump swearing in, the Trump inauguration, infuriating the Democrats, who are easily infuriated, of course. But members of the Trump family all over the place, none of them are crackheads. None of them are dating their brothers' widows. None of them have been kicked out of the Navy for repeated cocaine abuse. None of them have knocked up strippers down on K Street and then denied paternity. And I've barely even left just one member of the Biden family. Remarkable stuff. Barron Biden showing up. He's still 6'10" or whatever he is. I said Barron Biden. Barron Trump, thank you. Barron Trump showing up. Oh, there are Bidens in the frame, too. Sorry. Yeah. Remarkable stuff going on. A good ticket. And the cabinet members and all that. And then Bill and Hillary Clinton showed up. And they walked in, and I've got to say, Bill was scanning the crowd looking for you-know-what. And then Hillary, looking at Hillary's face, my instincts are good when it comes to this. Hillary's face, she looks pained and tortured. Her eyes were furious. Her lips were pursed. She was trundling in next to Bill, thinking, this pig next to me became the president of the United States and, boinking everything he could sink his claws into. And then Donald Trump becomes president and beat me when the New York Times said I had a 98% chance of winning right up until the moment that I lost. And then he's president again. He's elected twice. And Hillary Clinton's thinking, scrambling around in her tortured little mind, and I'm never going to be president. And then we said, well, she should run again in 28, shouldn't she? She should run again for president for the Democrat nominee in 2028 because, Hillary, it may not be over for you, but it is because you're you. And nobody likes you, not even your husband. Why do you think, ... We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, but Bill and Hillary came in, and Bill, just scoping the crowd, the usual. And Hillary looking bitter and angry and disjointed. W. Bush came in with his wife, Laura, and no drama there. There's no drama. Again, no crackheads, no strippers, no widows, none of that stuff. Just W and Laura. And W, what is he? I think he's 78 years old now, and he's looking good. He's fit. He rides bikes. He does, in the belly of Air Force One, he had an exercise bike, so on long trips, he'd go down into the belly of the airplane and ride his exercise bike. He's out riding with veterans all the time, and he's in good. And Laura looked wonderful too, I should say. But they came in and they looked relaxed and comfortable and happy to be there. Then Barack Obama came in all by himself without Big Mike. Big Mike was nowhere to be found. And where is Big Mike? Well, Big Mike, is she? Yeah, sure. They're Democrats. She's apparently in Hawaii. How did she get there? I don't know, on some billionaire's private jet so they could go to their super mansion, the old mansion from Magnum P.I. that they bulldozed and put up something bigger and better. Aren't they amazing? So we got that guy. So Obama showed up, W. Bush, Bill Clinton, and got your former presidents. Dan Quayle is there. Dan Quayle, H.W. Bush's vice president, who was so slandered and maligned by. And who else is there? Jeff Bezos is there, and Mark Zuckerberg is there. Zuckerberg is sitting next to our incoming Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, for the events there. But let's go because let's go to this Jake Tapper thing at the prayer event at St. John's Church, the Church of the Presidents, which Democrats set on fire a couple of years ago during their riots at the White House, where that forced the evacuation of the president and the first family, and nobody was sentenced to a day in prison for it. Nobody was sentenced to anything, not one person sentenced for one crime, injuring 160 to 180 police, torching the Church of the Presidents. Amazing stuff. Nobody sentenced to any prison time. Isn't that remarkable? There's Dan Quayle and Mike Pence. All right, let's go to this. Jake Tapper, who is on the set this morning with Manderson Pooper. They've got their nighttime guys in the morning, and they're moving Wolf to the morning, and they're putting Jim Acosta at midnight, and CNN is a plane crash in progress. And here's Jake Tapper, who's a former Democrat Capitol Hill staffer, of course, with Manderson Pooper, who was born to the manor born with, billions and billions. And, his life has been interesting for him. No doubt about it. Mom, Gloria Vanderbilt, dad, E.F. Huttner, whoever, crazy stuff. But let's go to, it wasn't E.F. Huttner. It was another Wall Street gigunda, though. And here's Jake Tapper this morning with Manderson Pooper talking about the people at the church service. And listen to how upset they are, because all these Democrats, these former Democrats, Mark Zuckerberg and Sundar Pichai and Jeff Bezos and Tim Cook, they're all at the Church of the Presidents with incoming President Trump. And at CNN, because they're a Democrat front group, they're very angry about the fact that all these people, these information oligarchs that were all in the back pocket of the Democrat Party for years, that got Joe Biden elected along with a corrupt FBI and a corrupt intelligence community in a corrupt Washington, D.C., a corrupt United States of America. And here is former Democrat Capitol Hill staffer Jake Tapper.
The tech bros inside St. John's Church. This
tech
is one
bros.
other thing I want to show. So we see Mark Zuckerberg on the left there with the curly hair, CEO of Meta. Tim Cook, his face is blocked, but he has the white hair, CEO of Apple. Jeff Bezos on the right there, the bald gentleman looking to his right, CEO of Amazon. The gentleman behind Mark Zuckerberg is Sundar Pichai. He's the CEO of Google. And Anderson, between those four people, plus Elon Musk from Twitter or X, those five people that I just mentioned, the four in the photograph and also Elon Musk, control so much of the information that we receive. So much is in their hands when it comes to ascertaining, monitoring, or refusing to monitor what is real, what is not real. And we're about to enter an era of deep fakes and all sorts of misinformation And the degree to which those 5 gentlemen play a role or do not play a role will be pivotal in terms of where the American people are 4 years from now in terms of understanding what is true and what is false.
Now, what is true and what is false? Well, we're about to enter an era of deep fakes and misinformation. What were you on the conference call? That is just amazing, Jake Tapper. And, you know, if you're just recognizing that Zuckerberg and Tim Cook and Jeff Bezos, and let's not leave out Jack Dorsey, who owned Twitter back before Elon Musk bought it because he saw free speech being trampled in the United States of America. Now, are you willing to admit, now that you've said this out loud, and about to enter, I hope we're departing an era of deep fakes and misinformation. Misinformation like the intelligence community peddled about the New York Post reporting on Hunter Biden's laptop and Joe Biden, the big guy, getting his 10% cut. You know, Jake Tapper, it's time for you to confess out loud on television before you self-immolate that it was Mark Zuckerberg and Tim Cook and Jeff Bezos and Jack Dorsey that engaged in an era of deep fakes and misinformation that got Joe Biden elected to the presidency, and you helped because you're as corrupt as any of them, Jake Tapper. And Jack Dorsey, who fled like his head was on fire when Elon Musk came along to buy Twitter away from him and to call it X. And so, yeah, we're about to enter, and so they're already prepping the soil here. They're preparing the battlefield, CNN is, to say that everything you hear from now on, the truth, when the truth is revealed, when people are held accountable, the CNN are already lining up to declare it all to be part of the era of deep fakes and misinformation and disinformation. And Hillary Clinton declared that people should be sent to prison for spreading misinformation and disinformation. Isn't that amazing? And these guys were all Team Democrat until a minute ago. Bezos and Tim Cook and Zuckerberg and Jack Dorsey and Twitter and Facebook and the FBI and the intelligence community. Jake, it's time that you fessed up to the big lie that you're a part of, just like your boy Joseph Goebbels long before you were born. Just amazing. And it did remind us what Jake Tapper talking about, the age of deep fakes and disinformation. And they'll be able to influence what people think 4 years from now. And he knows this because this is the game that the left has been playing for years. Remember Mika Brzezinski on MSDNC.
He could have undermined the messaging so much that he can actually control exactly what people think. And that is our job.
Yeah. Yeah, and that is our job, said Mika, and Mo Yarborough agreed quickly. These people, they're propagandists, and half of them are too dumb to know it. And when it comes to people being held accountable, the news media is going to describe that as revenge. That's revenge. Well, is it like getting revenge on Sirhan for arresting him and putting him in jail for crimes? Is that what it is? I guess every arrest is revenge to someone. Isn't that amazing? All right, let's grab a quick phone call, Michael. Let's go to Travis, calling from the land of Lincoln, from Illinois. Travis, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Hey, Chris, good morning.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I just wanted to voice a concern. I think that Trump should really have the White House swept for electronic surveillance devices, narcotics, explosives, some deep state holdout, might try to come raid the place a couple months after he moves in and then go right to some air vent somewhere Hunter used to sleep and, find some pistol with the serial number scratched off with no fingerprints on it, or some dead hooker's underwears, or a kilo of cocaine, or a meth pipe, or something incriminating, and try and pin it on Trump.
Underwears. Nice use of underwears. That's Lorena Bobbitt. Lorena Bobbitt, underwears. That's the plural.
No, it was Cardi B. It was Cardi B.
Well, she does it too. I got to tell you, the John Wayne Bobbitt trial, she also referred to it as underwears. Been making fun of underwears for a long time in my house. But you raise a very important question, I've got to say, Travis, about sweeping the White House and looking for everything for electronic listening devices. That, honestly, I wouldn't put anything past these people, and bring in an outside group to do it, by the way. And look for drugs, look for anything they might have left behind, they might have planted. You're right, because, if the FBI stays as corrupt as it's been, they might raid the White House and stage more photographs there like they did at Mar-a-Lago. Interesting thoughts, Travis. Glad you got on there. So much more coming up. What a day. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. And President Trump becoming the 47th president of the United States today.
Y'all be giving like 2 underwears, 1 jumpsuit.
Chris here with a list of things that none of us should trust. The Washington Post, the New York Times, anything on CNN. Here's a list of things that I do trust. The Washington Times. Support real journalism for just $1 a week at WashingtonTimes.com/Chris. All right, the Washington Post is very upset this morning because President Trump is expected to sign an executive order today making anchor babies a thing of the past. And they love anchor babies because they might come back to murder them later. The U.S. government will no longer recognize the citizenship of children born in the United States to immigrants who lack legal status. That is to say, illegal aliens in the United States having babies don't become U.S. citizens automatically. That's a good start. This related to executive orders President Trump is expected to sign today at the Oval Office, securing our border, doing away with anchor babies. And CNN, boy, they're very upset that Elon Musk is there, and Mark Zuckerberg and Tim Cook of Apple and Jeff Bezos, Sundar Pichai of Google. These guys were all in the back pocket of the Democrat Party forever. But now, now they're at the Trump inauguration. And they're like, wait, they can't control information, Jake Tapper. That's our job. That's what we do. Like Mika said, we'll tell you what to think. All right, let's go to, let's see. Let's go to Dave calling from St. George, Utah. David, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Yes, Chris, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Dave. Yes, sir.
All right, very good. I have a quick riddle for you, and I suspect you will get the answer because I would suspect that you are very good at riddles. Okay, Mike, here's the riddle. It is, what's the difference between Joseph Mengele and Anthony Fauci? And what do you think the answer is?
Let's see. The year they were born?
Nope. The answer is Joseph Mengele didn't get a pardon. That's all I have.
That's all I have. That's all I got there. Joseph Mengele didn't get a pardon. Fauci, he oversaw, he told us a number of things that turned out to be untrue. But he's been pardoned. He's very happy. General Milley is very happy to have been pardoned. For what? We don't know. Hey, we're back. How about that? Yeah, the Washington Post is very angry, very angry. Another left-wing media, too, left-wing radical extremist propaganda media like the Washington Post. Left-wingers at Mediaite with the headline, "Damn right, Trump will take on paramilitary Mexican drug cartels," says Mike Walls. The American people expect it. I think that's true. Yeah, there are drug cartels. 100,000 Americans die of fatal drug overdoses in a single year. I know you guys love death more than we love life, but shouldn't you not be on the side of the Sinaloa cartel? Maybe be on the side of American children and adults and people with drug issues. Maybe just a thought. I was looking around this morning and this crazy one from the left-wingers at Mediaite. The headline is, "Salivating. Former Washington Post editor says Trump team can't wait to use toolbox of methods to hurt, undermine, prosecute the press." course, there is no reason to believe that. He was already president for 4 years. Now that happened. But Barack Obama did use the spy apparatus of the United States to target people leaking to the press, and he jailed people at a higher rate than any. Barack Obama did. Jailed people at a higher rate than any president for talking to the press, leaking to the press, because, they're fascists. Let's face it. So we got that going. But also today, the Washington Post, they're beside themselves. They're sitting next to themselves because they're saying online now, not in the hard copy of the paper today, the U.S. government will no longer recognize the citizenship of children born in the United States to immigrants who lack legal status. That is to say, illegal aliens. They lack legal status. One of 10 immigration-related executive orders President-elect Donald Trump plans to sign Monday, that's today, an incoming administration official told reporters. The incoming official did not provide details on how the administration planned to implement a change that scholars say would be illegal. Yeah, they got scholars. Maybe they got like presidential scholar Michael Beschloss or something like that. Trump's order would reinterpret the words and subject to the jurisdiction thereof in the 14th Amendment of the Constitution, which grants citizenship to all people born on U.S. soil. You know that in China, they've got a major industry where you pay a lot of money and they fly you to California to have your baby in California. Then they go back to China and their child is a U.S. citizen because they pay to give birth in a hospital in California. And they do it just to get the citizenship. You know that El Chapo, the drug lord out of mass murder out of Mexico, has 2 kids. They're both U.S. citizens. And that's real good. For a couple of reasons, actually, in his case, but never mind that. So the news media, they're very upset. Redefine the phrase to exclude babies born to parents illegally in the country. Well, that'd be good. Then we can have a legal battle over it, you guys, since you didn't get to pack the Supreme Court as much as you'd like to, or murder the members of the Supreme Court, as the boy that you sent to Washington tried to do. Trump will issue other executive orders that will ramp up deportations, restart border wall construction. Democrats were selling off our border wall at pennies on the dollar, and send U.S. troops to patrol the 2,000-mile boundary with Mexico. I bet they won't be patrolling, but the Washington Post lies all the time, said the incoming official who spoke on the condition of anonymity under ground rules for a call with reporters set by the incoming administration. They do this all day, every day with the Biden administration, and they never have this long-winded explanation of the anonymous source said. Isn't that amazing? After Trump is inaugurated, he plans to declare a national emergency at the southern border. Trump will then issue orders to restart the Remain in Mexico policy of his first term, designate drug cartels and gangs as foreign terrorist organizations, and suspend refugee resettlement in the United States for at least 4 months. They're tired of having Haitians eating our dogs and cats. Arf, arf, arf. Come on, stop eating our house pets. Everybody knows. It's voodoo. You do that voodoo that you do so well. Isn't that amazing? In the United States for 4 months, officials said. And there's a long list of Inauguration Day things. Wah, wah, wah. I'm telling you. Whoop, 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 whoop. And it's a crazy day. Now let's go back to some of the. You got the Snoop Dogg there. Let's leap over Snoop. Do you like the Snoop Dogg? But let's leap over Snoop Dogg for a minute because he's kind of funny and everything. But I never really quite got Snoop Dogg. I'm sure he's fine in some setting, but the fact that he's a national icon is another symbol of a decaying society, of a dying culture, isn't it? Yes, it is. And didn't he come up with that gun and do the shoot Trump in the head video when Trump first became president with the bang flag coming out of the big gun? And that's okay. Hey, Democrats, it's Inauguration Day. Maybe stop shooting people for a day. How about that? Then we could be Sweden for a day if the Democrats would just stop shooting people. All right, let's go to Congressman Mike Waltz. Waltz is listening. And Mike Waltz, incoming national security advisor for the second Trump administration. He was yesterday on Face the Nation on CBS News Sunday morning.
On the border, the American people gave him a clear mandate. Lock down our border, deport the worst of the worst, take on the cartels. We cannot have a situation where we have paramilitary gangs that are shooting down aircraft with heavy weapons, controlling 30% of our neighbor, Mexico, and controlling whole swaths of our border.
Well, but is that going to be a problem of some kind? I don't know. The Democrats are like, well, that's our program. That's what we do. We are the left. We're here to destroy the world. And Mike Waltz is a good guy. Mike Waltz is an Army officer, colonel, special forces, served in Afghanistan. He was awarded 4 Bronze Stars. Not so bad, gotta say. And went to VMI, the Virginia Military Institute. And he's not kidding. He's a national security guy. Margaret Brennan is a Democrat. She's an anchor woman. She works for CBS Fake News. And gosh, we don't want to be mean to the drug cartels just because 100,000 Americans died from fatal drug overdoses last year.
You're talking about perhaps an executive order designating cartels as a terrorist group, or
I don't want to get ahead of the announcements, but we have to deal with them with what they are. These are paramilitary organizations with billions at their disposal, with armored vehicles, heavy machine guns that are fighting the Mexican army, not police, army, to a standstill. President Trump was clear on the campaign trail that we're going to take them on, and then we're going to use every resource that we need to defend the American people.
And that sounds like a good idea, but the news media are flabbergasted by this. And Jake Tapper at CNN flabbergasted that they're the information oligarchs are at the Trump inauguration. They're supposed to be loyal only to the Democrat Party, like they married the Democrat Party. And Jeff Bezos and Jack Dorsey and Mark Zuckerberg and Tim Cook and Sundar Pichai, and they're supposed to be loyal only to the Democrat Party. And the media is furious that they are no longer sucking up to the Democrat Party.
You have made me very angry. Very angry indeed.
Very angry indeed. Marvin the Martian. They aren't they amazing? Yes, they are. Yes, sir. Now, amazing stuff going on in Washington. History changes today because Donald Trump is back, and he's on our side, and the left is not on our side. And boy, are they not on President Trump's side. And I mean, the Secret Service security measures being taken today are unlike anything we've ever seen before in many respects. Man. Now, let's see. We've got some of this Harry Enton stuff. Let's go to a telephone call. Let's go to Jojo calling from Joliet, Illinois. Jojo, you're on the Chris Plant Show.
Wow, that's amazing. Hi, Chris. How are you?
I'm great. What do you say?
Well, it's kind of cold.
Oh, you live in Joliet, Illinois. Sure, it's cold.
Yeah, that's there. I got to thinking about this pardon baloney that's coming up now. You only get pardoned if you've been convicted, right?
Well, when you're a Democrat, you can be preemptively pardoned for crimes that you've never been accused of, but when later on you're accused of a crime, you've already been pardoned.
But can they still drag them through all the rigmarole that they did to Trump before that can go into effect?
I guess we're going to have to find out, because I don't think we've ever quite seen anything like this before. President pardoning the entire January 6th committee members of Congress and all Democrats except Liz Cheney. And then, do they have that Shlomo, what's his name from Illinois? Was he in there too? But all the staffers. Sorry, what?
Little Dick?
Yeah, Dick Turban. No, I don't think he was on the committee, but but I got to tell you, and then all the staffers have been pardoned, and Anthony Fauci has been pardoned, and they've got John He hasn't pardoned John Brennan yet. I got to tell you, and he hasn't pardoned his brother yet, which is kind of amazing, JoJo, because, he just did it. He just pardoned his brother. He just pardoned his brother. Hey, all right. Now the whole Biden family ought to be safe and secure from all the crimes they committed. They only took in $27 million, JoJo. Let me say, it literally just happened. We've been waiting, and it just happened. Biden is already at the Capitol to pass the torch, the one that they used to set the Church of the Presidents on fire. But wait, there are more. Hang on. A whole bunch of members of the Biden family, not just James Biden, have been pardoned.
Uh-oh.
All right? So this is just happening as we speak. Joseph R. Biden Jr., President of the United States of America, to all of whom it may present the shall come greeting, he said. Be it known that on this day, Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, pursuant to my powers under Article 2, Section 2, Clause 1 of the Constitution of the United States, pardon for any nonviolent offenders against the United States that they may have committed or taken part in during the period January 1st of 2014 through the date of this pardon. So that 2014, it's now 2025. It's more than 10 years. James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens, Francis W. Biden, full and unconditional pardon for all of them. This is Ooga Booga, swing from trees, banana republic, third world stuff. I can't even believe what a corrupt man Joe Biden is. He is the most corrupt president, the worst president in the history of the country. He should be jailed himself. Did he pardon himself? Because that is just amazing. And they're pardoning. And then the news media takes it from there, and they say, well, that's because Donald Trump is seeking revenge against his political enemies. That's what they're saying. I got to tell you, this is just amazing. The Biden pardon, and here comes James Biden and a bunch of members of his family. And the news media is lagging behind once again. So the Biden family gets the group pardon for more than 10 years of crimes committed. Just amazing. These people. Man, oh man. Blanket pardon for brother James, burying family influence, and influence peddling. Wow. Just amazing. That is why I'm exercising my power under the Constitution to pardon James B. Biden, Sarah Jones Biden, Valerie Biden Owens, John T. Owens. And I mean, the limo had already left for Capitol Hill on Inauguration Day when he announced that he's pardoning his whole corrupt family, the whole organized crime family. The Corleone family has nothing on the Biden family. Just amazing. The issuance of these pardons should not be mistaken as any acknowledgement that they engaged in any wrongdoing, nor should acceptance be misconstrued as an admission of guilt for any offense. You know, he was pardoning all the people on federal death row, and two of them rejected the commutation. It wasn't a pardon, it was a commutation. And for everybody on federal death row, every murderer and terrorist on death row, except for three, and they're actual, like, jihadi terrorists. And two of the murderers, they said, I don't want a pardon. That's an admission of guilt if I accept the pardon. That's what the murderers on federal death row said. So they rejected the pardon from Joe Biden. Boy, I got to tell you, this is the most corrupt country I've ever lived in. I've only ever, take a few months in Saudi Arabia and some time here and there. But I've only lived in the United States of America, and this is the most corrupt country I have ever lived in. The Biden administration is the most corrupt administration ever in the United States of America. But I'm glad he got his brother in, because I was a little concerned for him, Might have to waterboard him, get him to tell. But I like they got, like, daughters-in-law. Hey, what about Navy Joan? The stripper's illegitimate daughter. They should probably give her a full pardon, too. You remember Alexander Vindman? He's a Ukrainian-American that betrayed the commander-in-chief with that phone call to Ukraine, led to the impeachment of President Trump. Alexander Vindman's wife is furious. She fumes about her husband getting shut out of last-minute pardons. Why would he need a pardon, honey bunny? Betrayal is the headline. I don't call him Alex. Alexander Vindman, he's not an old friend of mine, not a drinking buddy of anybody. Betrayal. Alex Vindman's wife fumes about her husband getting shut out of last-minute Biden pardons. Well, his own brother wasn't pardoned until Joe Biden had about 30 minutes left in his presidency. So don't feel too bad. And besides, your husband, Alexander Vindman, he should be probably tried for treason. What do you think? And maybe we should have a trial outside at the Capitol, and we'll do it like the Democrats used to do it in the old days. Hey, there's something. Well, listen, today is once again Inauguration Day, and you have the. Let's go to Van Jones. This is last night on CNN. Van Jones used to self-describe as a communist as well.
I kind of hope I'm miserable. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I'm mad at everybody. Look, if you're a progressive or a Democrat right now, if you're watching television, you're watching it probably with some substances, because he's going to unleash this blitzkrieg of attacks on everything we care about, immigrants, clean energy, and nothing we can do about it but watch this stuff. So I appreciate you, but I'm miserable. I'm upset. And I know you're going to say something, Scott, that's going to make me more
illegal.
Upset. Go ahead.
No, I'm going to make you happy because we're going to cut your taxes, too.
Because we're going to cut your taxes, too. Scott Jennings there on CNN. The only person with any sense at all, the filthy, racist communist Van Jones, not on our side. Oh, no, immigrants. They're not immigrants. They're gang members who are here to murder you. Let's put Van Jones out on the border, lash him to a log or something, see how that goes. The Democrat Party is out, and let's hope that common sense has made a return